time to select a stage. It's time to select the fighters.
All right, I'm ready. All right, I'm ready.
Both sides ready to roll, and we're getting into the match.
Started from the bottom and I'll never look back. Look at all my haters, y'all taking a minute.
And they've gone for the same character. Neither side's gonna want to lose this one.
This will be a good fight. Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Blocks the jump in. Fires off an overdrive art. Adding that to the mix will change the pace of the match and keep the opponent on their toes. Takes a trip. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. They're at the center of the stage. What happens here will have consequences later on. Next hit will end the round. Parries the projectile. Life lead opens up. Gets him. Player 1 will be able to concentrate a little better with the first round in the bag.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. What'll happen this round? A nice chunky combo. Can they keep up the assault? Some juicy damage. But can they ride this wave? Projectile to try and heats it up with a combo into super. All right, what's coming up next? Nails the anti-air. Experiencing burnout. Gets him. Takes one back. Both sides bringing it now.
Round 3. Fight.
Puts one in the pocket. The impact gets blocked. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Neither of them willing to back off yet. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Reads their mind and texts a throw. Goes for the drive rush there. Life lead opens up. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Overdrive Hadouken! Burnout activates! One chance here may end this match. Player 1 has read it cleanly. Player 2 is one win away from winning this fight. Can they hang on?
Round 4. Fight.
Blocks the impact. This round, big opening ready to be taken advantage of after that parry. Projectile to try and change the situation. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. Player 2 has the life lead. Can they use it? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Opt for the critical art. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Zones with the fireball. All in with the rush! What now? Flatline zone. The fighters have matched each other blow for blow. This fight will be decided in this final round. Opens with the fireball. The last round. It's now or never. Gets a risky bump and hits him with a stop and pop. The match just started. It's anyone's game. Player 2, were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? With the solar plexus strike. Both sides getting ready. The low. Player 1 is looking at a grim situation with rushes in. Nice fireball. What are they gonna do? The low's blocked. Player 2 is dangerously close to running out of drive. Okay, gut punch cancel. A real test of nerves here. Good closes in. Are you kidding me? one showed they are truly the best of the best.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Shakes things up with a fireball. Jumps up. Surprises them with a drive rush. Moves performed off a drive rush get extra plus frames, making for a potentially high return. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag him with something. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. Did well to get the buff in. Taking stock. Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Projectile to try and change the situation. Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. KO! Player 1 must feel very confident going into the later rounds after that win.
Round 2. Fight.
Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireball. Will the drive parry here open things up for them? Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. Takes them all the way, heats it up with a combo into super. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Squeeze and a super KO. Player 1 is feeling it. Match point.
Round 3. Fight.
Burns the drive gauge. Hits him in the gut. Looking to impress with this super. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
What's wrong? Get up!
Now, Camp Bear's in overdrive shorty. Player 2, burnout activates. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Barely blocks the jump in. Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Jumps? Our fighters are at a standstill. What's the play here? Player 1 is working with a bet. Knocked them out of the air. Their life is hanging by a thread. This is gonna hurt. A quick breather. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? Holmes with a kick. What's next? Closes it out. I smell a comeback in the works.
Round 4. Fight.
Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Player 1 will need to do a better job of utilizing their drive gauge if they want a different result than last round. Jumps up. What's the next move? Jeez, how can they read each other so well? The life remaining tells us we're halfway through this match. The fighters return. Solar plexus strike. Looking to impress with this super. Will this be enough to kill? What? That was enough to kill? Yo, that read was godlike. Player 1 gained a hard-fought victory there.
Round 1.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Overdrive Hadouken. Goes for the drive rush there. Moves performed off a drive rush get extra plus frames, making for a potentially high return. There's a drive rush to throw the opponent off balance. Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. Sees it coming and blocks it out. The jump-in is denied. Knocked down. Uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. They're at the center of the stage. What happens here will have consequences later on. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Both fighters are barely alive. Hits them in the gut. Ends the round with a sick combo. Amazing. Player 2 wins the first round, but they'll need to stick to their game plan in order to win.
Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 2 did a great job of maintaining their drive gauge during that last round. It's going to be even more important in this next round to keep that up to help strengthen their ground game. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? All right, what's coming up next? Opt to spend the super meter here. Low on life, but not low in spirits as the critical art comes into play. This could shift things in the match drastically. Not much life left, but their drive usage may save them. Springs forward with the drive rush. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? Are they thinking about drive? The kick hits! Takes one back. Both sides bringing it now.
Round 3. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Starts with a jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Scrapping it out up close. Springs forward with the drive rush. Life lead opens up. Dealing a nice chunk of damage. What a payoff. They leak in there. Player 2 is one win away from winning this fight. Can they hang on?
Round 4. Fight.
Immediate jump in. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Medium kick. Still scrapping for control of the space. Throws a fireball. Both fighters planning something? Super Arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Sets it up. Goes for the Shin Shoryuken. They're willing to go all in here.
What's wrong? Get up.
Are we gonna see a comeback here? Drive rush. Oh, closes it out. Player 2 comes away with the win.